Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason to every season. Speaking the truth for the youth. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.
Yeah, blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Welcome forward under the Iroko tree once more. Iroko reasoning, spiritual roots. Tapping into the spiritual roots of things as always. Yes? So there again, with a Hotep, Uncle Johnson Neb, in the spirits, principles, and energies of my act. Ubuntu. Yeah, man. So, we just tap in with the little one, yeah? That one might be short. So, it's like really, I get it. Yeah, man, it I get clearer and clearer day by day. Because we really think about it. And yeah, I wonder what is. Because I always wonder why the so-called educated and the so-called uneducated end up doing the same dumb things, the same stupid things. You know what I mean? We want to call a speed, you know what I mean? So that's how it is. And yeah, it come clearer. And on the basis of education, it's like what we get is some information really. And it's not education on an intelligence level. So what we are checking now, we realize that it is training. It's a training we really get. You know what I mean? So for me, you know, what that means is when we tap in, is that you're educated with that information, or we are educated with the information, let's say what the uneducated never get. See? So what we've embedded within that education is still the training that the so-called uneducated still get that training. So if we tap in and look, really, it's not the difference of education and the uneducation, if there's such a word, but it is the training where both groups get. There's a training embedded. So that's why the so-called educated and the so-called uneducated can be behaving the same way. So it is not education so much on an intelligence level, but there is embedded within that education, that giving of information, a training that is only having us maintaining a system. That's all, really. So as much degree or whatever we want to achieve, all it really comes back to is us maintaining a system. So it comes like the watch. So the watch is telling the time, but we are the gears that are inside the watch working. So we assist the time to move, but we can't use the time. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So when we tap in, we realize it's the training we are linked, the uneducated and the educated, to be doing the same things. So as much as the so-called educated have this information or this so-called knowledge, them still can't find themselves if not do some of the things, or majority of the things that the uneducated are doing. You know what I mean? And I'm really checking, it is really a trap. It is really a trap. And we need to be checking into this. So with the education or the so-called education, you and the one when I have that level of information or education, if you want to call it that, is still meeting at the same level of ignorance in terms of some of the things that we're doing. You know what I mean? The only little difference might be that you with certain information might be doing the foolishness a little bit more intelligently. You know what I mean? That's the only difference. And we need to check into this. And it's crazy if we really look on it. But there's no way our education should be without a spiritual base. You know what I mean? What are we going to use this to do? Can it lift us up to the point of dependence on ourselves, self-reliance in the fullest sense, where we don't have to become a gear, a wheel, just working, helping the system to move, but we cannot move up in the ranks as we're supposed to move within the system. Yes? So it's a training that the uneducated is embedded in the education and embedded in the uneducation. As we say, we just make up that word as we go along. You know what I mean? So it's really a thing to look into. You know what I mean? That a spiritual root, that should be a part of everything. Of the police, of the teacher, of, you know what I mean? These principles, these energies. So if your education, or if your education now give you that, alongside all the other information, I mean, also we not get this information, but it's how we're going to use it, the better ourselves. I mean, that we can see ourselves outside of the system. Because where we are, we can't even think outside of the system. Yeah? So this is something we really need to look at. Something like Black Lives Matter. You see? As we say here, so it's being funded by the same people that we beg to take them knee off our neck. You see? So when we look on it, we will wear the shirts, the t-shirts, Black Lives Matter, yeah, and wear the caps and we will make the sounds and say the words. But when I really come down to it, are we willing to do the real actions we take to prove that Black Lives Matter? Not even to them, but to ourselves. You know what I mean? Are we really willing to do the work we take? Are we willing to stop buying the things that we're buying? Spending the monies where we are spending them? Are we really willing to do these things? If one know about Changa Changa, is the Rastaman way, in a mobile there where him use leaves, banana tree leaves and all these things to make clean clothes. How much of us are willing to do that, to go that extent to prove that Black Lives Matter? So that ties into the training. We will go this far and no more. Because the training allows us to go that far and no more. You know what I mean? And we need to check in, we need to look on this. Because spirituality, in its purest sense, would means you leave anything behind, you walk away, you're ready to leave it. Anything behind that is not serving you and lifting you spiritually, organically, within the self. We need to check into this. So we end up celebrate stuff like Halloween, and we soon end up start celebrating all the American holidays. You know what I mean? Like look like we forget about Jankuno and Dinky Mini and all these things. Yes? So this is when we talk about the educated and the uneducated. There's a training embedded in us that we can't snap out of. So even though one set is educated, them have this set of information, but we still see them meet up with the uneducated, so to speak, doing the same dumb things. Because there's a training embedded in both for everyone. Me, she, and the old lady. And that's why we are behave the way we are behave. Because we're not really educated in an intelligent way where we can step out and be on our own. We're educated with the training embedded. So the uneducated and the educated ends up doing the same dumb things. Yes? And it's brilliant if you really want to check in, you know. It's a brilliant thing. It's like a well-oiled machine doing exactly some set weed to carry on the system, the pattern, the behaviors passed on to the children so the system can be maintained this way. I wonder if you know, sir, there are people in the world, indigenous people right now, so we probably would call them backward and uneducated, but them have a level of intelligence where them can look on the ants, how the ants move, see how the birds ever move, how the wind behave, and them can tell us, you know, so we're going to get some crazy rain and possibly the place may flood out. But we in our Range Rovers and our big this and our big that, all we know is we depend on the GPS. We can't go where I go. You know what I mean? So this is, we have the dumbed downness of ourselves as the standard of the quality of life. And it's a crazy thing. We now see it. And we pass this on to we pick them just to see them. You know what I mean? That training that were embedded in both groups. One them say uneducated, one them say educated. But they are meeting at the same place, doing the same level of foolishness. And not seeing it as such. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? But it takes spiritual intelligence for us to tap into this, be honest with it, and then start to move away from it. That's what we need to get. Yeah, as I said, when I practice play, it's just a short tap in. So, Hotep, Uncle Jason Ebb, I could check into these things. I was in the spirits and energies of Ma'at, Ubuntu. We give thanks. We say keep pushing it forward. To your friend, them, let them subscribe, share, like the videos, come in and comment so we can continue conversations. We give thanks. Blessed love.
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason, the rebel season. Speaking the truth for the youths. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.